So here's the thing, you build the business, you have the people, you have the systems. Now, how do you drive the thing? Hey, what's up? Rafael Cortez back on the Less Business, More Profit series. Lean, effective, strategic, and simple business. Let's talk about your guiding principles. What the hell does that even mean? Guiding principles, what are those? How do you use those? Are those just a cute little slogan that goes on the wall and looks nice every time somebody walks into your place of business? No. All right, so guiding principles or code of ethics or whatever you want to call it, right? At the end of the day, it's a set of values that you uphold as a business owner, that your people, your team take to heart with them, and it turns into this beacon that guides the actions that everybody's gonna take, right? So people will see those guiding principles before they make a decision, before they make an executive decision, they do anything that's gonna be of impact in your company. So let me backtrack it here a little bit. The guiding principles, and we call them that, it's code of ethics again. You're gonna see different terminology in different places, right? At the end of the day, again, it's a set of principles that you follow, and they become the steering wheel of your business. When you have a good steering wheel, when you have a good sense of direction, right? It's gonna dictate and set standards for the behaviors that your people are gonna take, for the culture that's gonna be built within your company, the way that people talk to each other, the way that people treat your clients, the way that people treat everything that they're doing when they're not being supervised, when they're not being looked at, right? At the end of the day, you get what you tolerate in your business. So to give you an example, my principles, my company principles are, first off, is radical transparency. And I always talk about these, right? But I've never made a video that's just specifically focused on talking about my principles. Number one is radical transparency. Be radically transparent with clients. If there's something we cannot do for them, we will let them know. We're not gonna string people along with false pretenses, right? So radical transparency is always good. We do that with clients. We do that within the team as well. If there's something that's going on, we're always radically transparent about it. And it just levels out the playing field. Everybody knows where they stand. There's no drama. There's no things that can come and hit you from left field because you have no expectations or you don't know what's going on, right? Radical transparency, number one principle. The second principle that we operate from is extreme ownership. If it's within our lane, it's our responsibility. We take extreme ownership. There is no blaming here. If something happened, somebody dropped the ball because there was a lack of communication, at the end of the day, it falls back on us. So we have extreme ownership. This is straight up taken from Jocko and his book, right? But at the end of the day, we have extreme ownership of our, anything that we're responsible for inside the business. The third principle is gonna be people over profits. We do not tolerate taking advantage of anybody to make a dollar, all right? So if we have a client and we have the opportunity to make $10,000, $20,000 on that client, but it's gonna be detrimental for them, it's not the highest and best thing that we can do for that particular client, we will not touch it. We do believe in karma, we believe in doing the right thing, and it really goes across like the table, right, and everything that we do. So people over profits. People are number one, profits are secondary to the way that we operate. Now, those are three guiding principles. We keep it super simple. How do you craft your own guiding principles? Here's what you gotta kind of sit back and think about as you're putting these things together. Again, they're not gonna be business specific. The best ones are never business specific. The best ones are guidelines of how you carry yourself. And don't do it for the Instagram poster. I mean, just because it looks super cool on the wall and then you want people taking pictures next to it. No, I mean, have it be something meaningful. Have it be something that actually you carry with you. And in the way that you operate as a person, in the way that you operate as a business owner, as an individual, because it's gonna have that reflection with your team, with your clients, all right? So sit with it for a minute and think about, how you do one thing is how you do everything. What are the guiding principles that take you every single day? Okay, what are the things that you tolerate? And a lot of times you're not gonna have that lined up, right? If you've never sat down to think about this kind of stuff, you're not gonna have complete clarity over it. So you need to give it its due time. So sit down, really think about, what do you tolerate as a person? What do you thrive for? And what guides your actions, your behaviors? Going, day in and day out. Is it tenacity? Is it, the grit for work? Is it, no fun and all, professionalism? People have different standards, right? To me, those three that I mentioned before kind of encompass everything that I like about having, the place of business and having the team in place. And really, they serve as beacons to guide my actions, right? Both on my personal side, on my business side, with my relationships, with my friends. At the end of the day, that's what it comes down to, right? So figure out what your guiding principles are. Give it some time, and it's gonna take some trial and error, right? Maybe you want to throw 10 on there. If it's too complicated, in my opinion, it's gonna be harder to uphold. All right, if you keep it simple, and really, take those too hard, people are gonna adopt them. The coolest thing that happens is when you're in the middle of a team meeting, and then somebody says something, about a client, about a deal that they're working on, or whatever that may be. And then somebody else comes up and they call them out on that. You know what? That was not extreme ownership, or that was not radically, transparent, or we could have done better in people over profits with that deal. So let's go back and see what we can do to come in and fix it. But when the team comes in and they take it and they run with that kind of stuff and they adopt it, it becomes the steering wheel again for your business, right? So do not undermine the power of having good, solid guiding principles in place. Again, they're not just a punchline. Bring them up every chance you get, whenever you're having team meetings, whenever you're having a conversation with a client, during training. It is really like the engine of how people think, right? They can really become the filter of how your business thinks. Now, again, it's not just some fancy set of words that go on a poster and then you put them up. It's about as close as you can get to having a similar type of mentality across the board in your business with your team. So sit down, think about your guiding principles, think about how complicated you can get it, about how simple you can get it. Think about what serves you as an individual, what type of business do you want to have, what does your vision look like, and then elaborate on that using your guiding principles and tapping into your team's talent through that, right? So it's a great way to communicate so everybody's on the same page. Guiding principles, do not undermine the power of them. They are a beautiful way to tap into the collective intelligence of your team and start building collaboration, right? If you like the video, you know what? Even if you don't like the video, I don't care, like it. Click on that button, like it, share it, drop a comment, let me know what you think. Let me know what your guiding principles are as an individual, even if you don't have them in your company yet, right? As an individual, what guides your actions on a day-to-day basis? I wanna hear about that. Stay focused, you got this.